Hello everyone, welcome to Infinito Math Club. In this video, we would like to impart some knowledge about the global mathematical culture, that is, some of the famous mathematicians across the globe, their achievements and contributions to the field of mathematics.
It is no doubt that the world today is greatly indebted to the contributions made by Indian mathematicians. One of the most important contributions made them was the introduction of decimal system as well as the invention of zero. Here are some of the famous Indian mathematicians dating back from the Indus Valley civilization and Vedas to modern times. Srinivasa Ramanujan is one of the celebrated Indian mathematicians. His important contributions to the field include Hardy Ramanujan Littlewood circle method in number theory, Roger Ramanujan's identities in partition of numbers, work on algebra of inequalities, elliptic functions, continued fractions, partial sums and products of hypergeometric series. Aryabhatta worked on the place value system using letters to signify numbers and stating qualities. He discovered the position of 9 planets and stated that these planets revolved around the sun. He also stated the correct number of days in a year, that is 365. The most significant contribution of Brahmaputra was the introduction of zero to the mathematics, which stood for nothing. Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis is the founder of Indian Statistical Institute as well as the National Sample Service, for which he gained international recognition. Kalyamudi Radhakrishna Rao, popularly known as C.R. Rao, is a well-known statistician famous for his theory of estimation. D.R. Khabrekar discovered several results in number theory, including a class of numbers and a constant named after him. Without any formal mathematical education, he published extensively and was very well known in recreational mathematics circles. Harish Chandra is famously known for infinite dimensional group representation theory. Satyendranath Bose, known for his collaboration with Albert Einstein, he is best known for his work on quantum mechanics in the early 1920s, providing the foundation for Bose-Einstein statistics and the theory of the Bose-Einstein condensate. Bhaskara was a 7th century mathematician who was the first to write numbers in the Hindu decimal system with a circle for the zero, and who gave a unique and remarkable rational approximation of the sine function in his commentary on Aryabhata's work.
The word Greek comes across our educational ears time and time again. In history, we read about them in Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman Empire. In religion, we read about the legendary Greek gods. In language, we read about their symbolism and literature. The ancient Greeks are famously known for their history, literature, arts, science, philosophy, and religion. However, there is one field the Greeks have mastered in mathematics that we do not appreciate as much as we should be. Being a mathematician is not an easy task, but the Greek seems to have mastered in the field. Ptolemy. Ptolemy was a famous mathematician, astronomer, geographer, astrologer, and a poet of a single epigram in Greek anthology. The Great Treatise is one of his renowned works, now known as Almagest. Aristotle. Aristotle had a diverse knowledge over various areas including mathematics, geology, physics, metaphysics, biology, medicine, and psychology. He was a pupil of Plato. Therefore, it's not a surprise that he had a vast knowledge and made contributions towards Platonism. Tutored Alexander the Great and established a library which aided in the production of hundreds of books. Anaxagoras. Anaxagoras gave a number of novel scientific accounts of natural phenomena. Due to his exceptional knowledge over mathematics and astronomy, he produced the correct explanation of ellipses and description of the sun as a fiery mass larger than the Peloponnese. He also explained meteors and rainbows. Euclid. He was also known as Euclid of Alexandria and referred as the father of geometry, deduced the Euclidean geometry. The name has it all, which in Greek means renowned, glorious. He worked his entire life in the field of mathematics and made revolutionary contributions to geometry. Hero of Alexandria. He described a method for iteratively computing the square root of a number. This method is known as the Hero's formula in today's world. Thereby gaining became more famously known as the Hero of Alexandria. Tales of Miletus. He was the first individual to whom a mathematical discovery was attributed. He is best known for his work in calculating the heights of pyramids and the distance of the ships from the shore using geometry. Xenocrates. Xenocrates is known to have written a book on numbers, theory of numbers and geometry. He had the unique talent of calculating the syllables out of an alphabet. One attempted to find the total number of syllables that could be made from the letters of the alphabet. Hypatia. Hypatia is the first woman to make valuable contributions in the field of mathematics. She was the first woman to take the bold step to pursue with her dreams and became an inspiration to many young women who became the world's most famous geniuses ever. Pythagoras. The famous Pythagoras theorem. Yes, the same one we have struggled through in our childhood during our challenging math classes. This genius achieved in his contributions in mathematics and became the father of the theorem of Pythagoras. Diophantus. He was a Hellenistic Greek mathematician and was best known as the father of algebra and attributed to a series of books. His equations can be defined as polynomial equations in several unknowns. The compilations of his books were called Arithmetica. Hipparchus. Ancient Greek mythologist made many mathematical contributions throughout his lifetime. He was the founder of trigonometry and the first to develop a reliable method to predict solar eclipses. He possessed the first mathematical trigonometric table. Archimedes. Archimedes is yet another great talent from the land of the Greek. He thrived for gaining knowledge in mathematical education and made various contributions. He is best known for antiquity and the invention of compound pulleys and screw pump. Eratosthenes. He is best known as the person who calculated the circumference of the earth. Also, the first one to calculate the tilt of the earth's axis. Both of the calculations were remarkably accurate. Therefore, he became world famous for his incredibly accurate calculations.
We may not be conscious of French mathematicians, but before paying tribute to legendary doctors, engineers, and businessmen, we have the mathematicians to thank for laying down the taken for granted concept given by influential mathematicians over the course of centuries. Mathematics has played a crucial role in developing the world as we know it today, and these efforts must not go unrecognized. Here are 10 famous French mathematicians along with their accomplishments in this colossal field.
René Descartes, father of modern philosophy. René Descartes has been accredited for his many mathematical contributions too. His most known contribution to math is in the field of analytical geometry. Henri de Fermat, although a lawyer by profession, he is famous for the factorization method, named Fermat's factorization method, and discovering a unique method for finding the greatest and smallest ordinates in curved lines. Pierre-Simon Laplace, popularly known as the French Newton. Pierre-Simon Laplace was an astronomer and mathematician. He suggested the existence of black holes and gravitational collapse and reaffirmed the nebular hypothesis of the origin of the solar system. Adrien-Marie Legendre, inventor of the legendary polynomials and legendary transformation. In number theory, he developed the quadratic reciprocity law and contributed to applying analysis to division of primes and number theory. Charles Hermite, perhaps the most prominent mathematician of the 19th century, was Charles Hermite. His work on elliptic functions, algebra, and orthogonal polynomials are matchless to date. Augustin Louis Cauchy, mathematician and author. Apart from that, Cauchy is known for proving infinitesimal calculus theorems in a precise manner and contributing greatly to the theory of substitution groups and mathematical analysis. Blaise Pascal, philosopher, physicist, inventor, writer, and mathematician. Blaise Pascal is known for his invention of the mechanical calculator. Pascal also contributed greatly to other research areas such as probability theory, projective geometry, Cycloid, and the arithmetic triangle. Joseph Fourier. He was pioneering mathematician and physics, famous for developing the Fourier series. In his paper, The Analytic Theory of Heat, Fourier presented using Newton's law of cooling. His research on how the conduction of heat in solid bodies could be analyzed using infinite mathematical series called the Fourier series. Henry Poincare, given the name polymath for being well versed in diverse fields of knowledge, was Jules Henry Poincare. He is known as the inventor of topology and theory of functions of analytics. André Weil, French mathematician, traveler, and linguist. André Weil was an influential figure in the field of mathematics during the 20th century.
The legacy of mathematics in Switzerland is most reflected in works of Euler and the Bernoulli family, who were the ultimate math family in Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries. Edward Stiefel, planned and constructed ETH, founder of Institute of Applied Mathematics in Switzerland. The ETH served as a useful machine in education on engineering, mathematics in digital technology, applied mathematics, and programming. Ernest Beckler. He worked on set theory, algebraic topology, recursion theory, models of arithmetics, finite and infinite combinatorics, complexity, and algorithmic. He gave the Cochin-Speckler theorem in quantum mechanics and Quine's new foundations. Jacob Bernoulli delivered first type of law of large numbers in probability theory. He is also part of founder of calculus of variations and contributed greatly to the parallels of logic, algebra, and geometry. John Bernoulli developed infinitesimal calculus. He applied calculus developing the isochron and tautchron concepts and made major contributions to differential equation, optics, clock construction and mathematics of ship sails. Nicolas Fatio de Doyle worked on the zodiacal light problem. He also gave the Lay-Sage theory of gravitation, according to which minute particles push gross matter to each other. Another key contribution was that he invented a way to capture solar energy with a tracking mechanism that could access the sun. Nicola I Bernoulli. He was an originator of St. Petersburg paradox, in which he discussed the questions of convergence, and Euler, in which he solved the problem of reciprocal squares. He also worked on the orthogonal trajectories, families of curves, evidenced the equality of mixed second order partial derivatives, and studied the Riccati equation. Daniel Bernoulli founded the Bernoulli principle, a type of conservation of energy which set the groundwork for many engineering applications, most importantly the 20th century carburetor and airplane wing design. Other than this, he contributed in the field of fluid mechanics and did some exceptional work in probability and statistics. John Heinrich Lambert. He was the first to introduce hyperbolic function in trigonometry, first to handle the general properties of map projections, also created the first practical hygrometer. Lambert also solved goniometric equation by infinite series and worked out a tetragonometry, but his most commendable for proving the irrationality of pi and e. Two such fractions still bear his name. Leonhard Euler. He introduced mathematical notations and terminology. He also made important additions in infinitesimal calculus and graph theory. Euler published over 80 quarto volumes and continued to publish even after he lost his vision. Paul Bernay. He made a vast contribution in the field along with his work on axiomatic set theory and philosophy of mathematics.